Hey, what's going on, dudes? My name is TDC and welcome back to Quantus here on the FTOG server. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic today. We're doing a little bit more Botania. I'm not going to spend the whole episode on it. I want to get an item from Botania and then we're going to head off and do some exploring because I would like to try to find an area to set up blood magic, right? So I want to toss that in there earlier. I don't want that. I want to try to find a good sized area where we can set up kind of like blood magic and we can start getting ready for the next eras and all that kind of stuff. And like this place is good, but I want this to be our Botania area and kind of our beginner startup, you know, house base type thing, right? We still got some work to do on the donuts and everything like that, but we'll save that for a little bit later on. But today we're going to try to make an item that's going to allow us to explore a little bit easier. And it should be pretty cool. But I did get everything set up over here for our Portal of Alfheim, which we were working on last episode. I don't want this bow. Quit it. My ring keeps picking it up every time I walk by here. Just despawn already. Jeez. And I think that we should be all set for this guy. I've never done this before. And from my understanding, this is all that we're going to have to do. So at least 2 Natura pylons with mana pools directly below must be laid out on 11 by 11 area around the core. So even though I have these here, I think they could be a lot further out if they needed to, but just to kind of save on space, we're gonna put these here. But I did make some of these Natura pylons. So last episode we were working on making the Terra Steel, right? And so that's what we needed the nuggets for. We needed Eyes of Ender, and then these mana pylons were just mana diamonds and 2 mana steel plus some gold. So not too terribly difficult, but as you can see, my mana situation here is a little on the low side, so I want to get this portal to Alfheim up and going so we can start making some augmented sparks, and so that way we can kind of move mana around like as we need it, because I'd like to have mana in these pools here directly for Terra Steel, and then I think with these guys we don't necessarily need this Alfheim portal running constantly, but I think this needs to be set to function mode. I think it takes like a big chunk of mana to start this portal, and then over time it just kind of slowly trickles into the portal. So it does cost mana to keep it running, but I don't think it's much. So I think it's more efficient to leave it running than to turn it off and on again. Now I could be wrong, so if you guys know, you can let me know in the comments. But all you gotta do is click on that with your Wand of the Forest and it starts this whole thing up. And I think the first thing we need to do is throw our book in there, and then it spits this guy back out, which is the upgraded version of the Lexicon Botania. So it's got all the old recipes and everything in here. If you want to read all that, you can, but it tells us about different stuff here, which is cool. And then I think maybe it just opens up this thing. Ritual of the Gaia, Ritual of the Gaia 2, the Relics of Azir. I don't know what any of this is, so I'm gonna have to go through in here and look. But now we have this guy open, so we have the ability to make pixie dust, which is what we need to upgrade our sparks. Now, do I have any? Yeah, we got some mana pearls. So the mana pearls we have to toss through here, and it's gonna give us pixie dust, like so. Now, do we get 8 back? Yeah, so it's 1 per. And then with these guys, we can make a couple of different things. We can make the Conjuration Catalyst, which is good. Great Fairy Ring. I have no idea what that is for. That takes Elementium, though. That's a little far off. The Gaia Pylons, which I believe is used in the Ritual. Spectral Platform. Yeah, I don't know what any of this stuff does. This is all new to me. I've never made it this far in Botania before. Ender Air, Red String, no idea what that stuff does. Rod of the Highlands, but these are the ones that we want right here. We want the Dispersive, the Dominant, and I think it's the Recessive. Yeah, and then Isolated, which I'm not real sure what this one does. I guess maybe that one keeps like mana separate from the rest of the system or something. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think it's going to be pretty handy. And what do we need for all that stuff? Do we need like certain sparks? Oh, we need a bunch of runes, which I don't have. I've got a couple. I think I've got like these 3. It doesn't matter which sparks we want. Dominant, which is Rune of Fire, so I guess it does matter. And then Rune of Earth, right? Or do we want... Yeah, we want Dominant and Recessive, so that is Rune of Earth, and then Rune of Fire, plus some Mana Steel. Okay, so let's try to make a couple of these, just to see if we can get them going. Oh, we've only got... Dang it, I thought we had an Earth Rune. Do we? I guess we don't. I thought we did, but I guess we can go ahead and make this guy real quick. It is like that and like that. That is a Dominant. Now I'm wondering if we have to have the Recessive on these pools for this one to fill up. So if we put the spark here and we throw this guy on that one. Okay, so it is pulling from those. But we're gonna need 3 more to fill up these pools here. So that's basically what I want to have happen, is I want these to be like the production and then this to be the mana that we use, right? And so now that that one's full, instead of, give me this, thank you. So instead of having extra sparks right now, we can just do that like that, and that's going to fill up that pool too. So that's pretty cool, man. That's exactly what we wanted. And then by doing this, we can actually store extra mana, because I believe that once these are full, then those should still just keep producing mana and everything like that. And which I think next episode we're going to try to work on. It's I guess it's kind of tied to Botania, but it's going to be a little bit more technical, because I want to set up a blaze farm, just a simple, quick little blaze farm, kind of sort of like what Thor's got set up over there, but it is kind of a hassle to run from here all the way over there. But we just want something kind of quick that we can have set up over here. So we do have blaze rods on hand and everything like that, and then we can do this whole setup here, because these things will take blaze rods as well as the coal that we have been feeding it. So that is pretty cool, man. But now I guess I need to try to make up some runes so we can make a couple more of these little spark things and or the augmentations, and then we can also make the item that I want to check out today. So let me get on to that, and I will be right back. Oh, weird. Okay, so I just put on the new sparks, and I guess since this mana pool had mana in it, I guess that makes sense. But it's starting to feed all the mana from that pool into this pool, which is not exactly what we want, because we want to go ahead and put these spark things on here. So what do we need? We needed Mana Steel and the Pixie Dust, which we got over here. And let's grab that, Pixie Dusts. And then I made up quite a bit of Mana Steel here, so we'll just throw that there, and then we'll make all of these into the Dominant Sparks. So we can go ahead and throw them here. There I said. And then looks like we're gonna have to move this guy to get to that one. So do that. Okay, so that moved all the mana from that to there. So now if we put that there, it's not going to distribute it like that, but that's fine. Okay, so now when we start feeding mana into this system over here, I think it's completely dry right now, yeah. So once we start feeding mana into this whole system here, then it should start filling up those pools over there, which is cool. So that's exactly what we wanted. We're making up the last rune here. We needed an earth rune for something, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, it was for this guy. This is what I want to make. So we need a rune of air, rune of earth, 4 leather, and a piece of mana steel, so we can make the Sojourner's Sash, which should allow us to start moving a little bit faster, which will be nice. Let's go ahead and pull that out there. So rune of earth, rune of air, 4 leather, right? And then a mana steel ingot. There we go. So can we wear this? Oh, we can. Oh, sweet. Okay, yeah, so that is much better, man. That's whoa. You jump really high. I didn't know I had jump boost. I thought it was just the speed and the step up. Which, the step up I'm not a huge fan of, but I guess it's not really terrible either. The jump boost I'm going to have to get used to. But I guess the nice thing is it doesn't seem like it messes. Well, I may have to get rid of the slime boots once and for all, though. because that's a little annoying. But yeah, so pretty cool stuff, man. Alright, so now we need to make the other thing that I was talking about in the beginning of the episode, where we should be able to start exploring a little bit more, and that is the Rod of the Skies. So, Rod of the Skies. This one right here. So we need a feather, a living wood twig, and another rune of air. So we've got all of that stuff. So I have a feather. Feather? I swear I grabbed feathers, man. I must have used them. Okay, that's fine. So just let me clear my inventory, go grab some feathers, and we'll come back and make this guy real quick. Alright, so I believe we can go ahead and craft this up like so. That there, and that there. Okay, so with this guy, I believe as long as we have mana in our mana tablet, we should be able to use this no problem. But let's get somewhere where we're not going to bump our head on anything, because basically all we gotta do right now is I think right click. Oh yeah, that is so cool. Whoops. Ooh, step up with the railing. Okay, that could be an issue. But now I believe we can just kind of fly around with this guy, and then we can right click, and then it throws us up again. That is so cool, man. So now we basically have endless flight, I do believe. It's probably not endless, but I don't think this really is going to use a ton of mana. So that is really awesome. So now we can just kind of get up and fly around. Oh my goodness. I think this is Nimson's place. He has been busy. But I do want to make sure we don't travel too far out, because we do have kind of like the boundaries set up. But I'd like to try to find a place for us to be able to do our own thing. Oh goodness, what's loading in over here? I think this is Brandon's place. So let's go up again. Let's go up again. This is so cool, man. Oh, this makes life so much easier. So we basically have flight now. It's not like perfect flight, but it is gonna make life so much easier for traveling around in the in the overworld and in the mining dimension and stuff like that. So that is really awesome. But yeah, so I basically want to just find a spot to set up. It doesn't have to be anything crazy fantastic or anything, but just a place that we can actually start setting up like an actual base, because right now we've got, you know, the donuts and everything like that, and it looks cool and all, but it's not very practical. So we need a place that we can build our own thing. What is this? Somebody's bridge or rail cart, I guess. Where does this go? Whose base? Is that Nika's place? I think that's Nika's base. Yeah, I think so. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of fly around a little bit and see if I can find an interesting spot that maybe we can set up in. And yeah, we'll just kind of do some exploring. Alright, so I think I found where we want to set up. I'm hoping it's not encroaching on anybody's spot over here, but I found this nice little kind of canyon thing. And I guess it might be a little close to Nika. That's a pretty cool little spot she's got here. Oh, look at this thing. That is so cool. I like that. What is that? Metal? Oh, it's a factory block. That looks awesome. Very nice. And she's got this really cool rail thing. What is this? This is the platforms. Huh. I haven't played with I haven't played with this stuff yet, and I don't know, I don't know, it looks interesting. It looks a little too confusing for me, like, but I don't know, maybe we can figure it out. But let's get back over here to our spot that I picked out. Hopefully it's not too close. If it starts to get, I don't know, I guess we're still quite a ways away from each other, so we shouldn't have any problems. But if we come down here, check this little area out, man. We've got like this whole place right here. I think this could be really cool. So that's my idea, that's my plan. I'm gonna kind of just mark this spot, and I'll put the coordinates in chat and see if anybody else has kind of decided on this area. And if they haven't, then we got the okay and we are good to go and we can actually start moving everything over here. But if somebody else has, then maybe we can play rock, paper, scissors or something like that. But we've got lots of lighting to do around here because it is very, very dark. And it looks pretty dangerous down there at the bottom. So, I don't know. I've got it marked. We're good. And yeah, now we just got to kind of figure out what's going on. So, let's head back over to our base. And I think we will probably wrap up here fairly soon. Maybe there's another something else we can do real quick, but let me get home. We'll be right back. Well, I think that's gonna do it for us today. I know it was short and I apologize for that. Oh, check it out. You can actually see our belt. That's cool. Our sash, I guess. But yeah, so there's a lot of other work that I wanted to do around here, but I will probably end up doing that off camera for the most part because it's just gonna be kind of some tedious stuff. And like I said, I think maybe next episode or something like that, because I want to do some building too. I've got a lot of stuff over here I'd like to finish up. I'd like to get that staircase and you know, this whole pathway set up. So we probably will, I think we're probably going to end up doing that next episode, even though with our sash this is now much easier to get up and down. I would still like to have like a real staircase here. So and I wanted to include you guys for the building too, so I think it'd be pretty cool. But I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here for today. But check it out, man. We did a lot of ground covering today. Let's get someplace where we're not under the cover of rock. Let's get over here. Yeah, there we go. So we're opening this guy now. We can take a look at our map. I flew around the whole outer edge. So we've kind of set up boundaries for ourselves, 750 blocks in every direction. So it would be 750 here, here, and then all the way down to here, I think, right? It looks more rectangle than square. Maybe I didn't go all the way out on the sides. I'm not real sure, but I just kind of flew around in a big square here, just trying to look around the outer edge, and it looks like people got stuff set up here. I think that this is the Guardian farm. I'm not 100% sure on that because I've never been to the Guardian farm yet, but I think that's the Guardian farm. This is the iron farm up there, and then down here we have the witch farm. So there's a lot of really interesting stuff here. I kind of avoided the whole snow biome because I don't really care for building in the snow too much, but there may be some other cool spots in here, so I may do a little bit of exploring and just kind of see, because the spot that we found is way over here in the corner and it's not too far from our base here, and it's not too far from the witch farm or you know, right around here is where it spawned. So this is not a bad location, I don't think. So hopefully this works out for us and we'll kind of go from there. But we did all of that flying and we only used barely any mana. If you look on our experience bar, there's kind of a blue aura going underneath it. You can see it's kind of flashing, but right here at the very end, this is as much mana as we used, and we flew around for a lot, so that's going to be a really handy tool for us to be able to just kind of get around and do things cool. So until we get some sort of creative flight and kind of like the next eras and everything like that, so it's going to be awesome to have this, and I'm super glad that we made it. And it's gonna save us a ton of time, especially in Amplified. So anyways, dudes, thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me today. I really do appreciate it. I apologize that this episode was so short, so hopefully next episode will be a little bit more normal length, but we'll kind of go from there and we'll see. But anyways, dudes, hit that like button for me down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you go check out everybody else on the server. There are links to everybody's channel down in the description below, so make sure you go check them out, subscribe, and show them some love, and I will see you guys next time. Alright, thanks so much for watching. Peace. Okay.